Goals are for the birds. Is that what you feel like? That goals are for the birds? I get that. Sometimes it's just like I've tried to reach things and didn't reach them. And like goals are just kind of pointless and a waste of time and energy to create. I get that. You have to have goals to create vision for your life. But to make goals, you have to know what you want. You have to literally know what you want. And it sounds silly to be like, you got to figure out what you want. But you do. You have to figure out what you want. And I'm starting a new thing where I just have a journal. You know me, I've got a lot of journals. I don't know if I've ever shown you piece by piece all of my journals, but I have a lot of journals. And sorry guys, I am out for my walk and it is very cold out here and I have no gloves on. And I just walked up a really big hill. So anyway, you have to know what you want. And it sounds silly, like, well, of course I know what I want. But how often, I want you to start this habit. I want you to have a journal. It could be a notebook, a scrap of paper, whatever. But when you find yourself frustrated, stop and ask yourself, what am I really wanting? Write it down. So if you're getting frustrated with your kids because they're just being loud and rowdy and hyper, write down what you really want. So for mine, it would be like, I want my children to play happily together. Or I want Edwin to lead his younger siblings to things that will entertain them and keep their attention. I'm trying to think what else. So if I'm getting frustrated with my husband because he won't answer his phone, then I will stop and ask myself, what am I really wanting? I'm wanting open communication lines with my husband, but really ultimately I'm wanting my husband to prioritize me. I'm wanting to be a priority in his life where he would drop everything to pick up the phone because he knows I wouldn't call him if it wasn't important. I'm just giving examples. If you find yourself frustrated as you're working in the kitchen and you're just like, stop and ask yourself, what am I wanting? What am I wanting? It could be like, man, I want more countertop space because I'm having to put this here and this here and this here and this here. You had to start with what you want. You had to start with knowing exactly what you want before you can create a goal, an actual goal that you're trying to get to. And then you take that goal and you create vision for your life. You plug it in to your life in a real way. That's what vision is, because a goal just sitting there does nothing. But if you plug your goal into your life in a real way, then you have created vision. And without vision, we perish. Like we don't survive without creating vision. So if you feel like you're just like drowning, you're overwhelmed, you're exhausted, you're really frustrated a lot of the time, then it's probably because you don't have vision. But you're probably like, how do I create vision? Oh, goals. Goals. Well, if you don't know what you want, then you can't create a goal. So that is my tip today. Start a journal. Do not overthink it. You don't need to go buy anything. You can grab like the notebook that your kids have been scribbling in that they forgot they had, that you bought in September. Like, just grab paper and start recording. And don't just do it one day. Like, just start with a day. And if you miss a day, then just do the next day. And like, just make a habit of it. And you'll begin to narrow down exactly what your goals would be, basing them off of your desires. And then now you have vision for your life. Because I know you feel like goals are for the birds, but they're not if you plug them into your life. If you plug your goals into your life in a real way and cast real vision, and then you're willing to work toward getting it. Okay, this is another thing. ask yourself if you really want that thing. Okay, if you really want a brand new car, do you want to spend the amount of time it's going to take to get the new car? Do you want to spend the amount of money it's going to take to get the new car? Like, is that really what you want? Are you willing to, if you have to go it alone and do it all on your own, would you still ask for that? Then those of us who are of the faith, we can take it a notch and be like, you know what? I'm willing to do my part, but I'm also going to invite God into this situation. I'm going to ask him to help me. So I am going to make sure I'm going to evaluate myself, make sure I am willing to have skin in the game, make sure I am willing to do my part, and trust God with the rest, with his part, that he knows, like, he is my sufficiency for my insufficiency. So if I have insufficient funds, he'll be my sufficiency to either build value in myself so that I receive the sufficient funds, because we're in a value exchange world here. And so if you build value in yourself, then you have something to exchange for. Sorry, I lost you guys there for a second. Or he will bless me in some way so that I can do it. But you have to be willing to do your part. But it all starts with knowing what you want. So when you're writing down what you want, start to ask yourself, am I willing to have skin in the game for these items that I say I want? Or are these things that I don't really want to put any effort into? And that's okay. Just change what you want. Or if you feel like, I want these things, but I don't even feel like I'm in a place where I could do that, then change yourself, build yourself to a place where you could do it. So that is my tip for today.